We're ready. Don't say anything you'll regret.
Nice stream. I don't know. What are we? I don't. Yeah.
You're good. I mean, you don't actually have to say anything if you don't want to. I can hop down the channel too. But is it Bo5? Is it Bo5? Oh my god!
Really?
Dude, this is about to get serious. Tourney map pool. Okay.
So what spurred this on?
All right. So did you see the picture of Therxy's UI?
No.
Okay, so basically what happened was like Therxy plays with these huge icons, and then he has this like crazy like color coordinated player thing. Hold on, let me just find it. And sashkorin saw that and he was like, dude, you're absolutely stupid. Like, what are you doing here? That looks awful. I hate icons and I hate this weird LSD thing. And then it escalated. And so they're like, all right, well, the only way to decide this is, of course, if we have a 1v1 Bo5 and then the loser has to use the winner's settings for 1 week.
For how long?
Just 1 week. 1 week.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that picture that I just linked are Therxy settings. Sashkorin just uses like normal human being settings, but those are Therxy settings.
I don't know. It looks fine to me.
Well, it looks a little.
See, I'm actually on team big icon because I think it's easier to click. Anything that's easier to click means that you don't have to spend the time trying to fucking click it.
I'm okay with icons. I'm not okay with like, I don't know what the massive blue stuff is on the edges of it. So.
Oh, that's just range, I think. That's
it?
like colored in range.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see.
It's a widget. Neza was showing me that.
All right. So let's see what we got here. We've got. Bro, I'm cooked on all of these maps. He picks Canis. All right. So Therxy banned Shallow Straight. Sash banned Crystallized. All right. All right. And Therxy picks Canis, then Cirillata. Between these two players, who do you guys think is the stronger player? In terms of OS, sashkorin slightly edges them out, but I feel like sashkorin's relatively new. Do you think Therxy can rally through this?
That's really hard for me to say because I've seen Therxy get better and better and better, and I've seen him also not play as well on occasion. So it's hard for me to say anything about him because he could be all over the place.
Fair enough.
sashkorin, I don't know well enough to really know. So I do know that they're a little bit newer, but that's about it.
All right. We're moving to Canis. Here we go. 1v1. Do we need to disable custom widgets or no?
That means you can't use that colored in range widget or whatever.
All right, all right. Well, we'll leave it then. We'll leave it then. It's about to get serious here, boys. And by serious, I mean not actually all that serious, but more of anything, just a funny little grudge match. All right, Hades Pawn. So it's going to be Canis, Cirillata, Hades, Theta. And last map we're waiting on. Maybe when we get to Team 5, we'll just let Barcast pick it. Or X Factor, one of those guys. I think we're ready. Oh wait, I might join Barcast in his. I don't know where he is. I don't see him in Discord.
Good question.
Let's investigate.
Yeah, why did you even? You just like randomly decided to jump in my Discord.
Well, I looked and I saw all the Discords that had people, and then I was like, oh, I see Contra and Zateo, and they're in game and in Discord. So I was like, hey, this is where the party is. But
yeah, we could go over there since they're also kind of
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where they even are.
Academy private.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming. Oh, I am so sorry, Barcast. I'm here. I didn't see you here. I looked at all the other Discords, and then I saw Zeteo and Contra in Zeteo. So I was like, oh, let me hop in there.
Hello, Wolchak.
Hey, Wolchak, how's it going, man?
Doing excellent. Gentlemen, how are we feeling?
Go icons. Go Therxy.
Go
I'm gonna say
Therxy.
go Sashkorin. So we picked opposite players here.
Yeah, so you have to decide.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I actually enjoy large icons. Like Zeteo and I were just talking about this. I enjoy relatively large icons. I think Therxy's icons might be a little too large. I don't understand the random blue everywhere and
it's radar coverage. Yeah,
it's a little too much for me.
Radar. I thought it was the range one.
It's basically gives you a nice overview of where actually you have radar coverage.
Sorry, Nettie. Where I was pulled into cast a Grudge Match.
I feel like that I haven't solved, right? Because you see those lines, but sometimes it's hard to tell where precisely you have radar coverage, right? I think Therxy has a really, really good understanding of where does he sees.
So let me give you some context. Hold on.
Screen. Hey, Zeteo. How's it going, man?
Hey.
Yeah,
I usually for my settings, I just turn the brightness down and I make it so that the radar brightness is up so that it actually shows through a bit better. Yeah. And that helps me a lot. Around the same lines though, just it's good to know where your radar ends.
I'm not sure what this green circle is around this constructor he has selected. It's I see the blue is the radar, but
yeah, I don't know either.
What is that? Yeah, I'm not.
No, but so
this is absurd.
Yeah, so the blue is the radar coverage, right? Makes sense. It contrasts with the enemy red icons, but there's a green circle around the constructor he has selected in the top right mid.
Maybe he simulates
where radar would be placed?
vision on the if the radar was there forever he selected the unit. Although it would be weird because I don't think he has the radar selected.
Or what if he's building one though?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That would be that would be the hack. You would just basically put the radar thing on every unit.
It still just looks weird to me. I don't know. I'm okay with relatively large icons, but icons this big are it's just too much.
I started with large icons. It's good, but now I zoned into smaller icons because basically the Ragnar said, well, how do you tell where the turret is facing if you have these icons? And then I was like, okay, because there's some nuances where you have to do the snake thing with plasma units and you have to figure out where the turret is, right? Because sometimes you cannot tell whether your unit's firing or not firing, right? And some units have really
that's a good point.
Not that great turret side. So I imagine if you had a really big icon, then you would also have a big, I'd say, line that indicates the turret size, and then you could go get away with, playing the game without graphics. You just have as Winter put it, triangles fighting circles, right?
Heck yeah.
So, Thirxy answered us in the chat. He's saying he was building a radar, and that's the radar preview. So
okay.
All right, on. So Therxy's ready.
Let me update this.
Ready up and start the match. Zeteo and Voltrak, did you guys give us predictions for?
Ooh, so I don't feel like I know either of these players good enough. I feel like sashkorin, I think I've just seen better overall play from him, but to be honest, most of my viewpoint of sashkorin is probably tainted by his playing 8v8s because I feel like he's a better 8s player. In ones, I'm not good enough to challenge either of these two people, so I'm completely ignorant. So with that as my basis, I'm going sashkorin all the way. It's a very educated, very well reasoned out opinion.
Fair enough. A good guess nonetheless. Zeteo, what about you?
I don't really know sashkorin well at all, so I don't really know. Therxy's I've seen play for quite a while, but I've definitely seen him get better and better. So but I also know that he plays, he plays a little erratically sometimes. Sometimes he's better than other times.
I can give you guys some extra context. So yeah, Therxy, I think.
Wow, he kicked me.
Oh, he kicked everyone but Barcast, LSR, and I. Okay.
Okay, let me
Wow.
let them in.
Discord,
I even like
oh.
tried to tell him like, hey, we're kind of doing a cast of this. He just kicks me. It's like what the heck,
best
man?
part, yeah, the best part is you literally said Barcast, LSR, Bullshock, and I are casting in VC, and he just immediately starts kick banning.
Okay, well, maybe until you get back in the lobby. Hopefully, like.
Well,
I'm sharing my
your
screen.
mistake was that you said "ni." You should have said I'll give all nicknames.
Yeah,
because-
fair enough.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, you can watch Barcast, or I can just cast in Discord. Maybe you can watch that, and then once you're in, you'll be able to come in momentarily, or like you'll be able to hop in a second. Sashkorin says, "Sorry, Zateo." By the way, what up, X Factor? Make new lobby.
Yeah, I guess. How long is the kick ban for? So like
15 minutes. So
15?
just
Okay.
one game.
Sorry, Rip. I'm sorry.
I mean, it says it's locked. I don't know if it's a. Did he kick ban or?
Let's see. I'll give you the password.
Yeah, he kick banned because it says 15 minutes temporary kick ban.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
we just. Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh, we're just going. We're launching. You have to come in for round 2.
Yep.
So to give you guys some context for the match, Therxy is a BA player. I want to say he's like top 3 or top 5 BA balanced annihilation player, right?
I didn't know that.
LSR, maybe you can correct me if it's.
I don't think
balanced.
he's like, it depends, like maybe for the last Crown Cups, but he's been an avid player of
Yeah.
BA and Bar, and I think 0K as well.
0K. I think that's what I'm thinking
0K.
of.
Yeah,
Right.
I think BA less, but
All right.
0K I think is the more.
Yeah, so he's a proficient
ready.
0K player, right? Really high up there. Sashkorin is new to the game, and X Factor's kind of been coaching him, something like that. So, and we all know
Okay.
how well he did in the past Alpha Cup, right? So,
I'm actually going
been
to
learning quickly. New to the game.
take
Not sure
myself
what
out
other
of the
RPSs
picture.
he's played.
This one's not about B-Boys. This is about the grudge match between these two players. We
Yeah,
don't need to
here we
ruin
are.
it with my
Therxy
face.
versus Sashkorin on Canis River. You guys played on this map at all? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's actually one of the best new maps that were added. And we got core v core.
Core versus core, that's right.
Yep.
Personally, I like playing bots on this map. Or sorry, opening bots, just because of all this reclaim, and there's so much on the map. What is that? 100,000.
Yeah, and I think with vehicles opening, it's harder to get up onto the hill to defend different things coming down it. So having the bots helps that a lot. Yeah.
Sash with the V open though. How do you guys feel about the start positions? I've seen like the corner Chisato, and then Goopy and Teddy have been doing like closer to the Geo sometimes when I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think the Geo is a bit of a mistake because it's hard to get out into the back to defend if stuff is coming down from the top left area. So I don't really like 4, but 1, 2, or 3 are kind of okay.
I've seen them all and messed around with them. I know X Factor likes to do his little build here between these 6 mexes, right?
Yeah.
I like the Geo for playing bots for 2 reasons. Like your res bot's closer to this really defended, like far away reclaim, and you can also just run a bot up this hill and grab these 2 mexes pretty safe. Feel safe anyways. That's just my thoughts.
Therxy with
the Geo looks like the safest position, but I think you're really far from top to north choke to actually control it. So what you get is like less control over the choke, which means the enemy can flood, and then maybe he can go to the sides. So it's like you have to defend a little bit further.
It's a great map for both I think, frankly.
Is it common that you leave so little BP on your lab? Sash is walking his commander already.
This is the X Factor build, right? So you go 1 con first. I don't know if you went 3 mechs before factory. I think you did, actually. So the first con comes up here, grabs these mexes. He's going to grab these 3 mexes with his commander, and then he's going to walk back and start assisting the factory.
Yeah, if you walk back, I think that's been nulled. For example, in Red Comet, I think some of the walking back is really, really strong into all-in. So you go like... There's some variations. I think X Factor is known more for delaying like the one constructor and just making the constructor off the lab BP while getting an extra mix faster.
And that
Or a little
grunt
bit
misses its
quicker.
last shot, so it doesn't kill the rascal.
It works out because you're getting these tanks early on, so it's like you can protect your main right here without any LLTs. It's just the production out of your factory until the commander comes back, right? You'll have a little bit of metal built up, and you can just start making cons from here. Yeah, so he's already got one halfway mid.
Sash with some incredible micro here. Oh, he almost gets the mechs, but he doesn't.
Feels bad. I wonder if he should have just kind of dove on it and sacked the scout there.
Do you think it's worth it to keep the scout just to kind of like pin the grunts on that side of the map, or he's going to move grunts out regardless, I guess?
I mean, it's like that low. It's like right, and this is also so low, so it's like you lost the scout for no mechs, or you could have lost the scout and gotten the mech. So maybe like taking the damage is more important.
I think Therxy will have more units grunts going up. Might cause some ruckus in the back for sashkorin. Be annoying to clear the back grunts running up there and down.
Yeah, I mean, he sees all of it on radar, right? He's got good coverage, so it's going to be really on him how he's going to respond to it and if he can minimize the annoyance.
Therxy's got units all over sashkorin right now, and just really nice map presence here.
Yeah, I wished he went full north and tried to go up. That's, I think, what I would do instead of running into things, because if you make it up, then...
Yeah, you're saying if you make it up this hill, it's like you're kind of jumping down back and forth, because like the vehicles have to rotate all the way around this hill here to get...
they cannot sandwich, right? And you can use them to pin, and then you do another gun attack, right? Because you're still producing more units, right? So you would, and then you pressure the front, and then it's like, oh, I can't expand anywhere. That's the issue. With bot units, you have the numbers advantage, right? So you want to not actually engage the vehicle player, but kind of pin him down, make him feel like he has to make like LLTs everywhere because there's grunts everywhere.
Yep.
Which is what he's doing, somewhat, I would say, but that's a lot of incisors.
Yeah, this is the real strength of the build, is around this time, is where you don't have to commit to any of these big... You haven't committed to any attacks with your tanks yet, so they're all grouped up, ready for one big attack anywhere you want it.
Yeah,
So
and you defend. Feels like a little bit of a hint of, you guys don't know, but man, the Myth Legend, the cartouche, did play like a really strong incisor builds that goes into all ends a little bit later.
yeah,
Therxy didn't have radar, so he sees this one scout, but doesn't see all these incisors behind it.
I really like this as a radar spot here. You get like good coverage across the bridge. Even like here on the shores aren't bad, because it's so hard to get at these. Shorin's being pretty conservative with these tanks. I think he could have picked a fight by now with against these grunts, but maybe he's just buttoning up his macro play.
Well, I think if he loses those incisors, that's game, I think, to be fair.
For sure, right?
Yeah, the res bot difference is always a little brutal when you play bots versus vehicles, I think.
Although the longer he takes with not attacking, the more likely, I mean, depending on things, but we've seen like Teddy go like 6-7 minute air. I don't know how viable it is to actually do it like before 8 minutes.
It depends. Depends. It's getting the lab up, I think, it can be a little tough. But here we go. Here's the battle.
Yeah, they're pushing in.
It should be easy for the incisors.
Yeah,
well,
this is...
Commander can't run into the commander. No scouts. No scout. Mixing no scouts is really bad.
Oh god. Oh, that was me.
Oh
just
boy.
5 up that thing. Yeah, I think it's really, really critical to always have like scout units. You cannot just drive willy-nilly where you want, right? Leaves also like 4 bricks. I don't know if it's all. Not doesn't look like those are all incisors. Might be even grunts.
Yeah, it's 3 grunts, 1 incisor wreck.
Therxy's up to 4 con turrets and transitioning into vehicles now. So the strength of this build, the window is kind of closing here as these army values start to equal out. But big counterattack coming up on the left side even.
Yeah,
This is
looks
what
like
you were
Sash
alluding
has
to.
a second, yeah.
The point about the res bots, you can kind of see their value or the value they've gotten this game. Therxy lost a couple there earlier, but he had 3 out for quite a while, and there's like a 24,000 income or energy produced difference between the two players.
Yeah, I mean, current income's definitely a bit different too, which is kind of scary, right?
What is it at? 48 to 35?
Yeah. I
In
think just
favor
that,
of our red player.
just in terms of that mass bot
Thexy will
expand.
kill a lot of mexes, to be fair. Look, his guns is pretty much everywhere. Killing,
Yeah.
might get like 5 mexes, maybe, even if he's really good.
Right, but he's doing the same thing. He's known for naked expanding, so
Yeah.
little AFK units there for Sash on the plateau, but yeah, Therxy's getting damage.
Depending on how much Therxy has res bots left, it might favor, like, these trades might favor bot players, right? Because the res bot is so good sometimes, just with resurrecting and...
Yeah, this
Big
mid battle
fight.
is kind of intense in mid, right?
Yeah,
Seems
that
like
was
Thherxy
really
crushed it.
strong.
Yeah, I'm surprised Therxy hasn't mixed like 1 pounder, especially with the calm, just to pull the plug on the, you know, that one place where
The
units go.
aggression, yeah.
We've seen a lot of mines as well used. I think it was, oh, the mines were just beautiful, and that was 1v1 tournament.
I mean, he's getting a lot, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of
This
damage.
is huge.
Yeah,
If he's
taking out some
now,
of those
so it
turrets.
might be a game.
Real scary.
He didn't keep turning though. If he had like rotated around the winds, he would have gotten a lot more damage, I think. Oh, but he gets the build power now. So.
Yeah, I like the choice of going for the build power personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a big metal donation, but at the same regard, I think if you kill the BP, like, Thirxy's already
Therxy
floating a
needs to
ton of metal,
go,
so
I
it's
think.
not, like, more metal helps.
Sashkorin doing a good job balancing, right? He's got turrets out, wind scaling. This is when I would be thinking about, yeah, going into the air, but map looks pretty much over. I mean, there's just no red anywhere
Yeah,
on
it's
this side.
very
right?
heavy losses.
Yeah, no res
One
bots.
big tank push, and I mean, incisors do so well against grunts.
Yeah, I'm happy to see incisors. I always thought like incisors were really, really good, and they were kind
Yeah,
of
I
out of the
agree with
meta.
you,
People used
Nutty.
to drive around with blitz maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, well, the
but-
blitz DPS is just so high.
Sashkorin already did a brute swap, right? He's starting to just pump brutes, so I think you're right. I think that's just the nail in the coffin once they get here.
Yeah, look, someone asked in the comment section, who are the other commentators here? It's Zeteo, LSR, and Volshock. So welcome to have them on casting this best of 5 with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Couldn't miss a random grudge match I hadn't heard about until
This
about
is
an hour
very spur of the
ago.
moment for me.
Yeah, pretty hyped though, honestly. Kind of a foreshadowing more of what's to come, right? These 1v1s are popping off, right? Just coming off the Alpha Cup, which was pretty wild. Great games.
Thherxy might get a little bit of damage up here. He can snipe a couple mexes, but Sash is definitely pretty good with all of his LLTs, so I think he just holds this.
The real story is just like the amount of build power we have for both Sashkorin.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, because he could just pump units and kill, but he's like taking a while with it because of the build power. The mismanagement of, yeah.
Right.
He's working on it though.
This is a little bit of a mistake here, making a counter and an A-Solar at the same time, but not the worst.
This
Yeah, and it was going
Exploiter-
to take a little bit for that A solar to pay off, so I would have liked to see basic solars instead, actually.
Thurx actually gets that exploiter and the con and the max, and he's going to try to roll up. Looks like that's relatively exposed, but I think
Yeah.
Sash can flex over, right?
No, he's gonna get past. Look like he's gonna take some losses here. Was that a mine going off or a self D?
I was trying to figure that out. His groundhog was there and it died, so I don't know actually. It seemed like it just
It died to its own
mine.
mine. A little bit of damage here. His tank's just think through this could be so frustrating to deal with, but it's gonna stop here, get cleaned up.
Oh, he's going tier 2. Sash.
Whoa, really?
Just he probably saw all that metal and said, I need to do something with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I feel like the air transition's a little bit stronger, no? Especially versus bots, just because...
It's kind of hard to do when you're stalling on energy. Like his energy was not like in a great place because of all the asolars, so I feel like that would be a rough
actually
transition.
have metal for T2. He either needs to eat the lab, but then again, like Therxy actually is on this side of the island, like even with the small troops, so it might be a little bit distracting. And
he needs to eat the lab, right? And these basic solars because he's floating energy.
Yeah, but if he eats the lab, then it's not like he will have unit production for a while, even if he eats the lab.
Yeah.
Yep. 100% I agree that it's a mistake.
Back to your point, Volshock, it's like going air here would also give you the Shuris, right? So like all these raids and counters would be like so easy to...
Yeah, I also feel like
you know?
in general, it's a lot rare to see AAK bots mixed in with like a bot composition if they haven't seen air already, whereas like Whistlers actually see play just for like LOS and stuff.
Yeah.
And especially in this position after he took such massive damage, like you're not going to be thinking about like, oh, I need to get anti-air. Instead, you're going to be thinking about, I need to match his ground force.
Yeah. But Therxy's kind of pushing Sash off on
Therxy's
this
up on the
bottom
metal
choke, right?
income and has Geo soon finishing, so... Might
Therxy.
get a little bit of a window to maybe come back. I mean, if he had bombers right now after Geo, it would have been like amazing. He did actually spot the T2, so if he actually just does 5 bombers and kills the advanced solar cluster of Sash and maybe hits some windmills, it's pretty much game.
Yeah.
Really
Because all the PP, it is everything. It's the core that if he loses that core, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, it's grouped pretty nice, right? I feel like not even that many bombers need to do a run through. You can just clean up all that E production, but Tigers are going to hit the front soon, and Therxy, that is a little scary, right?
That's the thing. He has to babysit these to get the value out of them. I just don't see him doing that right now while he's got so many other things going on, like raids. Trying to
I think
expand
after
it a little
spotting
bit.
the T2, if you're not ready to match the T2, you would want to have like, I don't know where you get all of the energy, but yeah, like just defend with mines and try to bomb.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say the other choice is to just spam out T1 and get some stuff done.
He's dropping res bots now, and he's going to res all those wrecks that are in the base. He's not going to eat them. He doesn't need the metal. So if this push from sashkorin doesn't work out too well, it actually could end up in a pretty brutal snowball.
I don't like the res here personally. Like if you're going T2, he's gonna run out of metal here in a second, and I think he'd be better off just reclaiming this while he's teching.
Yeah, it depends on the AP. I mean, in the perfect world, you would preferably like they should res and then eat, right? But it's hard to find the APM.
Well, Sash's T2 mexes are going to start kicking in here. He's reclaimed the metal advantage, right? So we'll see.
3.2 or 32 to...
I see
30K.
56 to 70 in terms of metal production.
Right. Yeah, so advantage goes to blue right now. Metal production and E is... Sashkorin still hasn't taken the Geo yet, which it's nice to have this online when your T2 finishes, because you just have to like fly and land your T2 con over there to work that. Get that advantage Geo going.
Again, I see no salamanders. Same issue. I don't get why people do not use salamanders. Especially, isn't it really good to just be able to drive it like two salamanders. Just drive through the middle and just try to kill as much mechs as you can, just to reset the eco a little bit.
Can salamanders go up these hills like the bots can?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they can go
Oh my
basically
gosh.
everything.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of maps you can abuse that way.
Yeah, I lost a game on Bismuth because I like didn't even think about that, and someone did a Tsar open into Sally spam, and we killed the Tsar, and I was like, all right, cool. And then the salamanders just ran down all the hills of the backline, killing eco. I was like, oh, right, yeah, those are basically bots.
I like the Tsar choice a little bit first, especially to start skirmishing versus Tigers.
Short rush distance, right? So it gets to the front line pretty quick. Been seeing a lot more of these in team games, right? These Tsar plays, or
I think it's just if
Zara
I will
has
conquer
been
conquers in the
legend,
game.
right? Ever since it's like we've been calling like private goalie. It used to be called Goliath, and you know I think
Wait,
it's the staple
Therxy
of
got this
Russians.
rascal in. He's getting a ton of information. Might be able to pick off windmills or just snipe converters or something.
Yeah, I think the converters would be good. I think the winds chain, and if wind chains, maybe the nanos change a little bit.
Gonna get a
Use it to scout
citizen's
though.
arrest, right?
Yeah, he's running. Oh, he's gonna find it quite a bit here, maybe.
It's just so frustrating to deal with, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no units anywhere. You're on T2. You have
But Sash is quite annoyed with this one rascal. He's gonna push in mid. He's like, all right, we're done.
And he sees the Tsar and decides to back out. It's a bit much.
If you're gonna fight into it with core vehicles, do you go Banisher or what makes the most sense? You just go Tsar if you're
you overwhelm it with grunts, yeah.
Yeah, they're overwhelming, or you can do Banisher. I personally like Banisher, but
I would say from experience, I don't like banishers because you have to babysit them like super hard. And
yeah, you definitely need the APM to make sure that you're not like screwing
I
yourself.
think that the missile launcher thing is big value. It basically one step so much if you hit it, and but you have to keep it in a back or under the fork. Same babysit issue.
He's gonna commit on this Tsar, and that Tsar is really slow.
Right, go forward, keep going, don't stop.
Oh no!
Oh god! Oh no! Why?
Free damage.
That was a
Free
lot.
damage. Oh boy.
11 kills on the SAR already.
Bombers! Finally, I hear air noise. I know it's good. Bombers, go bombers! Oh, he got it. Yeah, oh, it is bombers.
That's
Perfect. Let's go. He needs to just hit the power, and that's it can be massive. I don't think there is no flak trucks right yet for Sash, so. And the Boom Geo is ready. I love.
Boom Geo is
Thirxy
up already. Suddenly, yeah, 2-to-1 E.
So Thirxy
Yeah.
has good priorities in the T2, which is surprising actually for Sash. You said him as like an FFA guy, and he did have like a massive advantage after he. But I think the victory is actually slipping for him. I mean, he did make fusion, right? So
Fusion's
that's
up?
where.
Well,
Is it up or is it making?
that's making.
Making.
So here's the.
He's giga stalling.
Yeah,
No
you-
AGO yet though, right?
I mean, I don't think there's any reason.
Yeah,
you
no
make-
Geo.
I feel like you always just take AGO before fusion, right? It's such better
For sure,
efficiency.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unreal, and the BP difference is pretty substantial too, isn't it? I feel like it's easier to put
Yeah.
on.
No, I mean the
32.
Boom Geo is the best building in the game. I think it's like probably my third
Yes, me
favorite.
for.
Like if I had to say what's my favorite unit, it would be like a Nano, and then maybe Boom Geo. And,
That's just the
yeah.
base game.
Just
Sounds
macro
about right for
structures.
you.
That's my favorite unit. Yeah.
It makes sense though. There's just the values there, right?
Yeah, the value is huge.
Oh, nice split. Actually, does counterattack. Thherxy has good strategy. I think most players cannot like when they get attacked, they do not counterattack, and these counterattacks is even though it's really small, it's really annoying.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just want like a unit count that can clear like an LLT or two, so you can.
I think this was a blunder here, not pressing through that T1 army with the tanks he had.
I think maybe he was
didn't have
scared.
scouts and didn't have vision, right?
Yeah,
So he doesn't
yeah.
know. Maybe there's like, let's say there's shurikens, right? He just loses all the army.
It's
There's
true.
also pounders there too, which can be a little scary if you still have quite a bit of like stouts that like those pounder balls can kind of jack shit up. Although he's gonna push mid and there's just this one scorpion, so these rascals slip through and are gonna get into his base.
Right.
And what's the bomber count at?
A lot.
Too much, more than I expected.
There's a lot of.
And the rascal's just getting in. Just let's go.
Oh yeah, that's way too much.
32. It's
I mean, this is just overkill. He's just dead. This is straight up.
He's just gonna roll
It's
through
over.
and erase the
Yeah, he
base.
just needs to pop fusion and pop the ace alert.
This is a win more situation.
Where's the
I'm just gonna-
command?
I'm gonna go in with everything, and you're just gonna be straight up overkilled.
I don't know how Sash didn't secure this. It looks weird that these rascals get in, like the tigers get in everywhere.
Right.
I mean, he has perfect vision, right? And here comes the the great fleet. This is about to be a brutal bombing run. 33 bombers.
Oh
Oh my god. I mean, he gets the A-Solar, right? Yeah, and he's gonna go for the fusion in the lab. This is brutal, dude. Here it comes.
Fusion goes down.
That's
That
game.
kills the lab as well, and yeah, this is game.
Very minimal bomber control as well. Just drawing a line.
I mean, to be fair, when you
He
have
doesn't need
33
to.
bombers, you don't need
Yeah.
to do. Oh, and
Oh.
alright. Sash bows
Woo!
out, alright.
Go Therxy.
Therxy
A little
takes
bit rough at
game
the
one.
start, but really good decisions, good priority on the boom geo, and really pulled that all together.
Yeah. And what was it, Suralata? What was the second map? Crystallized?
He banned Crystallized, right?
Oh, I just kind of assumed you wrote those down.
They're still up here
Number.
somewhere. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah.
I just told him to unlock it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Let me see. Oh, he made
So
a
it's
password.
Canis, Zero, Hades, Theta.
That's password, but I can't. I'm streaming Zateo, so I can't actually just keep showing it.
Yeah, that's right. I can't even enter a password. It's because it's locked.
Oh, he can't. Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I just unlock it so you can come in.
There it is. Okay.
All right. There we go. We got him. Now we relock. All right, game 2.
Now I can actually see what's going on.
Yeah, instead you're just watching our cast. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, and to be fair, Barcast's view in Discord, it's very stuttery.
Oh, I wonder if my stream is like that.
No,
I mean, it's probably because you're
stop
streaming it by
watch and
prioritizes.
rejoin. You can stop watching and rejoin. Sometimes it makes it better. I feel like.
This is another map that I feel like we've seen a bunch of interesting, like, at least in Alpha Cup, there are a lot of different, like, spawn choices for this. How do you guys feel about all those? Like, we've seen, like, the high side cliff. We've seen where they're, like, here. We've seen next to the Geo over here. Goopy took this one for some reason.
Well, I would never take Geo on a 25 wind speed map, but I like personally I like being on the hill where sashkorin is at. Either one of these two hills.
Oh,
Just
Sash
feels like-
already with excuses.
Oh, boy. Come on, Sash. We're better than this. We're better than this.
Personally, I like the hill on the left because that just gives you better choices, I think, for expansion.
Looks
Ooh,
like
it
the
does.
Sashkorin and Kuchi and X Factor is in some kind of mafia. They do similar styles and cook together, which is pretty cool. We've seen X Factor do the same other hill.
Uchi is one of the best air players I've had the pleasure of having on my team.
He's a big support player. Ever been like? I remember the first time I played. I think it was like X Factor's maybe first or second day, and Kuchi and they did com drop me and dig on my base doing call builds. Just because I
Welcome
was
to
the highest
Mars.
Twitter player, I was a little bit salty, but I said okay, whatever.
Fair is
Literally
fair.
on their first day.
Yeah.
And it was on like a map you never like com drop like early. It was see a comet catcher like 4v4 or something.
Communist out of the womb, right? As a, just
Mm-hmm.
as soon as they got in the game. So what is this?
Vehicle
Core
versus bots, which is kind of
bots?
interesting. Yeah, Core V versus Core bots. The rematch.
I'm expecting sashkorin to do a very similar build this game.
Yeah, me too.
Got either
So
one.
I think this play out where X Factor I think beat somebody really strong on this map. Maybe it was versus Goopy even. I forget.
Well, he beat a lot of strong players last week. So
Yeah, he-
Specifically on Zero Lata, I think as well.
Yeah, I remember a play. I think X Factor, I think it was X Factor pushed down here and then Goopy couldn't respond to time and X Factor cleaned up. I think that might be the game you're talking about.
Yeah. That.
I'll have to watch that one. I didn't catch all of them.
I remember Goopy being really close to X Factor's base because he just basically realized he needed to do something with the comm.
Yeah. Got the two cons expanding out from Therxy.
This is a nice open from Therxy. 2 grunts, 2 cons. You're going radar first. You can get a radar up on the high ground here with your commander. That's just fine.
Oh, for sure. I mean, something's off with the radar. Like, why do you need like 2 radars both sides?
Yeah, one time while you're stalling E. Not a good look, but I mean, you know. Yeah, here we go. Just walks down here. I don't like this actually. You're blocking your commander's build path. You could walk to the center first and then start the mexes.
Don't have it.
It's a
Hold
little
on.
faster, but
Hold on. I can pull up the LSD view in a second.
so he gets the early concert up super fast off of what was that? 5, 6, 7 wins.
No, with this win, that's usual for me. I like 2 contours. Like, if you make 2, then you're set for like a long while.
I do that with playing bots for sure, and then you just walk your comm to either like the mid, right, or you go to one of these hills. I think mid's a little more important to control. Like it's got the +5 mex here, so you deny that. You deny this, pathing. From
So
your
this is how
opponent, and also,
Therxy plays.
of course, like
For everyone
get a nice
watching.
income lead if you can hold
That's
onto it.
Therxy has
It's a little
massive
bit dangerous,
icons
of
and
course,
has this like
keeping your commander in the middle of a map, right?
So,
Especially once you get ahead.
the battle is to discuss this
Rat in the corner
and
then
about who's
the
right,
comms knife
basically.
because He realizes you're in a bit an all into.
That explains a lot of my recent games, actually.
We're going back.
Yeah. I saw your recent game where you're just like using your comm to support the T2 builder, and it's just like you're building further and further of your base, right? So it's just once you realize you have the game under grip, you also always have to pull the comm back. I've lost so many games where I was just like ahead, and
Yeah.
once you go for the killing blow, if you're just out of the position and didn't see where your comm is, you just think you can get dived. But used to be a
There's
bit bigger
that, but
problem.
then also, if you overpork it, then now your main base might be in trouble because you don't have as many units out.
Yeah, true.
I've seen kind of both happen.
Well, so is this common for this matchup where the grunt player just continuously is able to expand? It feels like Therxy has so much map control from this.
Oh yeah, bots will have
I would say so, yeah.
map control, yeah. There's no units, right? Because look at like 2 grunts are able to pin like 3 incisors, right? So it's really, really hard for vehicle player to actually expand if the bot player is really good, because you just can't match, right? For every 1 tank you have, he might have like 3 grunts, especially on this high of a win map. I mean, I think you kind
At least 3.
to go.
Maybe even
And
4.
So basically the bot player has all of the things going for him until the vehicle player says, okay, I think I have enough units, and then he does like this one blitzkrieg kind of a push, right?
And
that's
here
what
it is
happened
right now.
here, yeah.
Yeah, and
So if you look at the army value, there's so much more in those tanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 500
Over
metal versus
twice, yeah.
1300 metal.
yeah, it's,
I'll also say here, Therxy made a big blunder here getting these contours up so late. He has almost 2,000 metal, or sorry, 1,200 metal in the bank.
also again needs to pull his comm already back.
He's dropping a V-Lab almost right away, though. I think he banked a lot of that metal, and now he can drop it into brutes or whatever.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
a
probably
little bit off
incisors.
macro.
Yeah.
I think the wind wasn't really good, right? I don't think he like made a mistake. It's just the wind has been not 25 as he would have wanted. So yeah.
Yeah, but Sash has been able to spend his metal, right? He's like sitting kind of
Well,
comfortably.
it's because he's making tanks, right? That's the
Right,
big
right.
difference, right?
Yeah.
It's the same, for example, on like solar maps, on like red comets and CCRs. It's much easier to make tanks than bots. You cannot match with bots tank comp just because the cost is better. Or I mean, technically you can make.
I can't look
thugs,
at it
but
right now
thugs
in the
have
middle of the
to be
game. Hold on.
Really good, especially in a map.
Let me
like this.
ask Therxy after, and I'll
You
see
know,
if
I
I
have
can get it for you
noticed
guys.
Chisato using thugs more than.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
have
they
to
were
like, you have to. I mean, thugs are good. It's just it's like, for example, here he could use them to defend his base, but then again, that would basically give all of the map control.
I think it's kind of a trap, actually. I've tried using that. Like you have thugs on the left side, and then they can do this shift here way
Yep.
quicker than you can move the thugs to the other side. So
He's gonna be able to snipe this top left expansion.
yeah, this is great pressure.
That mid army gets completely cleaned up, but he does clean up this other side here.
Yeah, when it comes to unit speed, it's very important in 1v1s. being able to go across the map, get map control tonight
Therxy
from
will
your
have
opponent.
a counter attack, but you know the base isn't that hot. Counter attack might match this sashkorin commit to the north
Oh, is
expansion.
he's not committing though. He's coming back. It looks like no, he's going in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
two
think
armies
he's-
moving.
Okay.
he's
it
just
would
gonna
be
roll.
pretty wild to go back.
He sees it
Yeah.
now, though. It just got into his LOS.
That's what I would have said. Is it would have been a huge mistake if he did go back.
But yeah, we're gonna have these two
Kinda has
battles
to.
here. Therxy isn't gonna commit into the main though. He's gonna go try to kill that expansion. I think this is a hard fight for Sash though, right? Because there's just a reinforcing V-Lab right here. If he doesn't win it decisively, he's just gonna feed all this metal.
Yeah, he could have
And-
turned around right there. I think that's a bit of a blunder.
Therxy should have like advantage if he makes like res bots and is able to res it. With a high wind, that's really doable to res most of the
Therxy took so long to go in himself that now there's plenty of tanks.
Yeah, Sashkorin just happily ran away from all of it. But I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Therxy's
a
still.
spin, like that's like a lot of tanks spin down, but yeah, losing the army for free is not good. You just use it at least
Right.
to pull the corner. Just delayed this army arriving at the thing.
And Therxy's comm is out. I
He's
don't really
running
think it's
into the comm.
threatened, but
No. Absolutely
Therxy
not.
needs like a res bot or two. Would be really wild given that like there's no metal for him to spend. Like a couple of res bots spending all that excess energy would be good.
When Sasha's just leaving his units up top, it looks like he's just gonna get those picked off.
well, APM stall.
Therxy's gonna get some nice trades here.
Yeah.
He's cleaning up all of that. That's actually a ton of metal. Oh no.
Yep, and now it's all that wreckage for resin.
Getting a nice position here with his commander. Kind of denying.
It's
the
a little
two-
bit risky. He could just die right now, to be fair.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he does have. There's only 10 incisors in front, but there's 15 off to the side.
Depends on how good those D guns are.
Well, we know how reliable core D guns can be.
Yeah.
If there's
So-
something I don't want to stake the victory of my game on, it's core D-gun. Let me just say
Yeah.
that.
Well, sniping with incisors is not that easy, to be fair. Like people
Yeah.
complain even about the blitzes, but incisors even worse.
This is a nice little run by here. The army's on the right side. I see undefended mexes. If he turns left once again, he'll get this
Dude, I
expansion
can't.
gang. On the...
This is fucking cursed.
Preferably, you would want to mix
We're
in
on
like a pounder or
LSD,
two if you
boys.
see that this is an issue. At least you
Oh
see
my
all
God.
the units have to cross like this one particular
I
spot.
can't.
Mhm.
This is
into
why we
your,
have
like,
to
at least
support
remix.
Sashkorin, boys.
Yeah,
my
I
God,
think
I can't.
Sashkorin
My
like
eyes fucking hurt.
mixing at
Yeah.
least some pounder for potential attack.
I mean, the pounders are just so nice, even if you just have a few. And there's like those raiding units. The impulse is, I think, grossly undervalued in a lot of games.
Impulse is better, I think, where in plasma fights, for example, you can see like Janus Stumpy is a better example where Janus like kind of stuns. First off, it allows you to get easier D-guns off, and
He's getting quite a bit of
Stumpy's-
E here, right? With these, is this? I mean,
Oh yeah, this is more damage than
all
it should have
the
been.
value.
All the E.
Out of position.
yeah. I mean, look at that. Now it's 205 to 700. Is he gonna snipe the lab too?
Yeah, I think Sash has been scaling somewhere even in the back as well, not even in the base, somewhere in the back where it doesn't happen.
Yeah, he's got one single.
A little bit.
That's a tiny though.
Yeah.
I like to cap those two
Not
maxes
much.
and then you just add on E back here with that con.
Yeah, and with all those tanks pulling back into the base, now he's gonna shove the front, and he's starting to mix in quite a few brutes, so he can definitely threaten that calm.
Oh, citizens arrest on the hero grunt goes down. Wow.
Well, once again, Therxy's in a rough spot.
Yeah, I mean, he
See if
clutched the
Sash
last
can
game.
take it. Right, we'll see if Sash is able to close it out here or not.
I think he's got a much better position than last game. He's
Yeah,
got the
but all
mid.
the metal income I don't see unless he just makes the mistake of going T2 again with no
Right.
scaling, right? I mean, this
Really,
is a
like-
little bit of a variety gaming.
Yeah.
Commander's even stuck, to be fair.
And he's in a much better spot because he's not building those day solars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wins E-scaling on this map is just so much simpler, right? Like 5
Yeah,
to
it's like
25 wind, you're just like, guys, let me queue up windmills and walk away. Oh my
whole
God,
different
does this
situation
Grudge get
because of that.
converters, though? Nope, nope, no.
Ah, it
Just
just
instantly eaten.
disappears.
Just instantly eaten.
Really got to reclaim these idle labs.
I assume
here.
he saw the lab there, the air lab.
LOS colors are like
Not much he can
this.
do about this, to be fair.
Like this, but then he has really big icons
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
Yeah, I
Yeah, he
think
saw it. Yeah.
Therxy in the shambles making solar on this map. Yeah, but he's stalling a little bit of E. Doesn't
That's
even finish it.
it's a pretty isolated commander, and wind is dropping right now, so you know he's got to be.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't have to eat a D gun. Does he? I think he's just gonna commit, right?
Well, depends. The wind is going up. I do personally look at the wind when I'm attacking, right? So right now it would be dangerous, right? Once it goes to 20. But if it would be like 4, I would just jump on the commander. No way he has like energy to D-gun. Because most players...
Oh, Therxy just calls it. I think, which is with his E economy completely butchered. He says, "It's time. It's over."
Well,
Same build.
similar game, but different outcome because of the
Right.
asolar.
Right. Oh, you think it was the A solar?
I mean, just because Sash was stalling on E, right, in the last game, and he couldn't just build a lot of wind turbines in the moment, so he kind of needed to go asolar. And then he decides to go T2 after that, and that whole time he's just not making units, so he's not able to push anything in and kill
Yeah,
Therxy.
and then no Geo as well, so there was a
Yep.
lot of string
Yeah.
of bad decisions Sash made. Here, I think he played much more straightforward and Thelsey gets rewarded with a win.
Series is tied at 1-1, which I think we can all get quite happy and hyped for.
Yeah, my prediction is getting closer to coming true. You know,
Wait, what was your
3-1.
prediction? Sorry.
What's your
I said
prediction?
3-1 sashkorin. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, so 3-2. Sash as well.
we'll see. And we're moving into Hades, Feast of Hades, which is a new map I put in the map pool for the BPL over Hades Pond. Kind of impulsively, perhaps, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, well, he just made it, right? I think everyone loves Hades Pond. Actually, to be fair, I think it's cool to have some of these like massive, sort of more macro maps in the 1v1 pool. It's not cool when every map is a massive macro map because some of the games get a little like stale, but I think it is kind of cool to have, you know, that mix of it. Moose just made Feast
I
of
thought
Hades,
it was
though.
really garbage, like to put big maps, but then the Jazz cap last like Christmas or around that time, the mini macro cap was really good. Like I really enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed casting. It looked like a lot of fun. Barcast did really good there, I think, as well. And yeah, then I realized maybe, you know, with all the...
Oh shit, Barcast laying down the law. This ain't in the map pool. Bring out the fucking rules lawyer. Let's go.
Really?
Yeah, that must be my fault, because if they're basing this off of the Discord, then I might have it wrong in there. So
Yo, don't accept blame for anything as the organizer. It's the player's fault. All right.
it is. He was right. They're both listed in the map pool, but that was not in my intention. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I meant to replace it with something.
Are you gonna force him to re?
Yeah, I just do read.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Hades Punch shouldn't be in the map pool. I must have messed this up somehow.
We're going Feast of Hades, boys. Ah, yeah.
Goodness, man, I guess I can replace that with something. What was I'm trying to think back to.
They did it because they want a mix of big and small maps in.
The other night when I was putting this together. 16 by 16.
Hades Pond is an awesome. I
Picking
think
a
Hades
map for the
Pond's
pool on stream, guys. I love it.
one of my favorite maps.
Tangerine.
Tangerine, right?
She's looking for Feast? There was Feast.
All
yeah,
right.
right.
I've
They're on
never
Feast of
seen.
Hades.
I put in.
I've literally never played or seen this map played, so I'm excited. Sashkorin with this is like a little X Factor start right here. Full corner, let's go.
Easier to defend.
True. This map does look awesome though. I like it.
Yeah, it's the same size as Hades Pond, so and just like a new map difference. So I thought it would be best to put it in the pool.
Do the crystals have different reclaim speeds, like the different colors? Do you know?
That'd be interesting. I'm not sure.
Or is it just a visual? I like didn't know that was a thing, and then
They used to be, I think. Well,
because some of them, like on Forge, they are.
Not on these. Not on these. Yeah, not on. Who is this creator of the map?
I think it's Moose or Phalange.
No, it should be the other guy. Fred.
Moose.
Phalange, yeah. Yeah, Phalange doesn't do it. He does it for visual effect. So.
I kind of prefer that because that's like one of those things that it's such an obscure mechanic that especially when you're teaching new players, it's like insanely difficult. It's the same thing with like the ice on ice cream. I did a map rotation for this guy or like a replay review for this guy. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, like when you're on ice cream, you don't want to go bots because like the ice is faster. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, put your mouse over it. He's like, how am I supposed to know that if I don't notice that little detail in the bottom left? I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. This is how it is.
It's just how it is.
Just, yeah.
To be fair, it doesn't even show on default settings. I think you have to specifically enable it. For example, Barkas doesn't have it. The speed values. I don't think.
Nah, dude, I'm pretty low tech over here.
I could have sworn it was default.
I think it's.
I mean, a lot of people can't see it.
They were disabled. It's one of the things. Oh, you want to get good at it? Well, go through the settings and configure them for like 2 hours, and you know, then you'll be good, right? I mean,
all right, gentlemen, talk to me about the ARM bot versus core bot matchup. Sashkorin is going off script here, boys. I'm excited. Let's go.
Well, I want to see a lot of ticks then.
I think it's a bit of a meme. Personally. Maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I thought it was Mimi, and then Goopy and Teddy in Nation Wars did insane work with them. Like Goopy beat not Daywalker, he beat High Gain basically 1v1, and it was like Armbot versus Corebot. And I just spent the whole time watching the lane, just really confused what was happening. But Goopy is also just a tier 1 god, so I don't know.
He's insane, right? He goes 5 ticks first, which is what you want to do off of this.
If you like the solo grunts, there's a lot of players that they send like a 1 grunt everywhere, right? So ticks really deal well with that.
If you're on top of your micro though, you should be able to like retain them and then jump on top of it, right? So we'll have to see if he's able to get damage. The radar first might pay off actually, but
well,
I just don't like this.
Yeah, I mean, he sees the dot and he's going.
He doesn't necessarily see the one that came in from the left though. Okay, he's still going over there. I thought maybe he would have rerouted to where the tick is.
Yeah, he got the radar down now, so he sees them all, but
he doesn't see the one on the hill though.
No, on his view he does. This one, you mean? It shows.
I'm talking about the one that's below, before the radar just got done up there, so now he sees it. But
oh yeah, sorry.
That is not good. Let's see what Sashkorin's got cooking on the other side of the map. He's got on turret going up. Wind is dropping right now. It's unfortunate.
That's rough timing.
Another con expanding, so I'm gonna give the advantage to Therxy at the moment here. He's got 2 cons expanding, 3rd con built. He's got a little metal in the banks. Oh no, never mind. I mean, he at least needs to make a solar, right? 120 metal in the bank.
Therxy is definitely, well, he's spending it, I guess. So never mind.
So 14 wind speed, I'd say wind turbines are a lot more risky than at playing as core bots. I think he should really only be making the solar collectors and finding a way to get into A-solars. Kind of hot take, but
I think Pawn can be pretty good versus maybe Incisor a little bit, like defensively. Especially with like LLTs, there's no way you can do like a strong vehicle push into the pawns where there's LLTs. They would just like obliterate Incisor's metal by metal with all the flanking damage.
Does he not know about these 4? He has to know. Yeah, he's
prime Therxy view, boys. Prime Therxy view. Here we go. Here we go.
Pawns are really good assault units. It's just like the range difference is a little bit obscene. But if you can force a fight everywhere on the map, and the grunt player isn't able to, you know,
I just can't. I don't know. I don't like it.
Consistently retreat, then
right.
The icons
but
just
that's
seem
not the way the game works
too, right?
With like a hotspot usually.
I'm not sold.
Therxy's got great vision, great map control right now. He's got a grunt.
What's funny is
Oh, he
people
has
tell me
that
that
LSD
my
radar
color
vision,
or
right? He
my
precisely knows
scale
where
is like too
everything
big,
is.
and I don't know. It's crazy that he plays with more.
LSD icons, let's go. Finds a LLT, gets killed. Let's take a look at sashkorin's view.
Yeah, and Therxy has this one grunt rolling about the back just to get info and see that there aren't expansions there yet, but I don't think he can really do too much. Sash trying to flex in through bot here. Dude, this grunt pawn matchup is just the most painful thing ever.
It's pretty painful. That's why you got to exploit ticks.
Yeah, I wouldn't even make pawns. If you're in like arm bots versus core bots, just stay on ticks to transition.
Oh, this one grunt slipped through. And does he actually pick off this con? There's no way, right? Yeah. He's just gonna keep running.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate not using the fight move or what have you.
I feel like that's a lot of LTs for Sash, Vice Commander. Just for that one spot. So, I mean, Therxy can just go around, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
It's just
I
like
do
a
feel
big
though,
investment.
because normally you can just hold all those chokes with grunts, but if it's pawn versus grunt, I feel like you can't, right? Especially at this level, because people are going to actually micro. So it's going to be super hard to hold that, I would assume.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen like 2 turrets there, and just kind of block these 2 paths and expand everything this way, right?
Yeah, could do that.
Bots can actually go up here.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I just F6 and I was looking at it and I'm like, oh god, that's, yeah.
Well, it's gonna cost them a couple of mexes and a con?
And a con, yeah. Half an LLT, that's actually super brutal. Thherxy putting on a ton of pressure here.
Yeah, there's grunts everywhere right now. He's just has.
Do you guys feel like the speed change for pawns was actually enough to make them even somewhat viable in these matchups?
No.
The cost is the biggest. I wouldn't even say that the issue that the grunts outrange, the cost is the biggest issue. You just cannot, like, you don't deal damage and they cost way more. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
Right. What's the issue with pawns? Like,
But I would say it makes it a little bit harder for the grunts to deal with ticks. And that's why I would definitely say exploit those ticks.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, ticks are hard to build, right? Ticks are really, really good DPS, but, you know.
They're like build
squishy.
power inefficient.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they just pop off so fast that it's like you're wasting a lot of time for it to just exit the lab too. On top
Thherxy
of
with
all
this
that.
raid on right is a little concerning.
A couple of LLTs in a position to defend against this, but the main is looking a little unprotected, even though there's 10 pawns standing in front of it. I mean, you could kite those down.
Therxy just now, or I'm sorry, Sash just now putting down a vehicle lab. So I think he's going to be a little bit behind for units for a little bit. Then
Right,
again, his energy's in a better spot.
For sure, yeah, he's up on energy. He's got 2 con turrets in the main compared to
Oh, the
Therxy.
wind is really high, to be fair. Thherxy has invested in solar. So if it drops, it would be flipped.
Oh, a single grunt goes down. Oh, goodness.
Also,
This
arm
turret-
wind is really good, by the way, yeah, so.
Yeah, arm wind is very good.
Yeah, I feel like it's brutal because normally with bots you can just exert so much map control, but pawns really can't exert map control versus grunts, so it just feels like Sash wants to expand more, but he's just constantly getting kind of chipped away at by all these grunts running through.
Yeah, even scouts finding damage on single mexes. Stouts can't even take them out.
Yeah, well, once you're able to do, I think there's a really, really strong synergy between stumpies and pawns, though. If you're able to take all the hits with the stumpy and then have pawns run in after, and
Oh yeah, that's
just
so
like
strong.
they can slap like so many LLTs, like the LLTs get nullified if you just use armor as armor, and then you have like the big DPS pawns just mopping up everything.
Right. That's a good point. Therxy's sharking around with these grunts on the top side, looking for damage. Still has this hero grunt in the back.
And Therxy actually takes these LLTs out, even though there were all three. He just collapsed in with that grunt and Sizer ball.
Yeah, and Sizer's do okay versus LOTs at low numbers.
Surprisingly, Sash is not utilizing self-D. I haven't seen yet any turret self-Ds so far.
Yeah, there's like 4 people who do that, right? Like,
it's like,
Dude, that
like Randy, Teddy, and
yeah, that level of
yeah,
bar where they're like
Melody, anything that ends with DY, right? So
yeah, I guess.
if your nickname ends with DY, you can
this
self-D.
is scary. Therxy's in. He's getting windmills.
Oh, that's gonna be huge.
Oh no. And he gets the
Doesn't
BP.
run in the perfect spot. I would go for the wind. I mean, that wind doesn't change that well, to be fair.
Oh, there's
That one grunts, the one hero. Can he do it? Can he go back?
Starting to get him. They're cleaning up the lower.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
there it
eating.
goes.
He's eating. Yeah, back to your original point, LSI, though, when Randy, I think Randy was on stream explaining to LDM, he's like, oh yeah, you needed to close your solars so they take like less damage from bombing. And I was like,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I didn't know that was a mechanic, one, and then two, I didn't even like, when I'm getting bombed, that's not what pops into my head
I
first
think he was
response.
25%
trolling though,
damage.
but I don't think I've seen people. People do that with pop-ups though in 8v8s, that's for sure. But yeah, at least
Oh,
while
another
putting the
grunt
fire
gets in
changing the
here.
fire state.
Another hero pot or a grunt.
You gotta reclaim it though.
Yeah, what is, oh no, this nano is just reclaiming random wreckage instead of eating the pawn. Or the grunt. Grunt gets 10 kills.
Ah, jeez. Oh, the power of getting one unit in.
Yeah, right.
Unreal.
That's
Yeah.
where the power of the Shuri, man. It just kind of shuts these kind of plays down.
Yeah, sure, OP.
Might miss
Sizers.
the mechs on the main base. Doesn't realize it's not getting built. I wonder how long it will be.
That's always a good question. How
That's
long
why
until
he
they
needs-
notice the one max?
He needs to become a streamer.
Yeah.
Whenever you miss a max, they'll be real sure.
When
Chat
that
will let
review
know
my
right away.
replays, I'm really. Every time I get raided, I check whether I still possess all of the mexes in a base. To be fair, it's really easy. You just select a con and do area mix after you get raided, just to be safe. It takes like 1 second.
Therxy is feeling real scary right now. I mean, all this repeated eco damage kind of makes it feel like Sash is just getting farther and farther behind. Can he even recover
Yeah.
from this?
It's gonna be tough. He doesn't have access to Shuris either, so it's not like he can make a decisive counterattack or take a really good
Yeah.
trade somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, the macro's slipping a little bit here.
Well, I mean, if pawns make it to, there's not enough windmills on Therxy to you know make them worthwhile in the pawns, and actually you might need to move the pawns.
Wait.
Technically, you could snipe the commander, but there's too many LLPs.
Oh yeah, I was looking. I was like, oh, maybe.
It's not an
maybe.
old commander, right? It's
No.
seriously buffed.
Yeah, and at the same point, Therxy is just still running everything into Sash's base.
Was Sash trying to do a counterplay here?
That's a big ball, huh? Coming.
Yeah,
And they got that
but
stumpy.
a couple of pounders is going to be a big deal here too.
And also a little bit of a stoppage, which is not great. While Panders move away, now they will get way more damage if he just.
Oh, and Sash calls it.
Every time.
2-1, Therxy leading. Let's go.
Match point, yeah.
Oh no, poor dude. Is Sash gonna have to like get some glasses after this next week if he loses the next game? I was just playing with those settings, dude. The big icon and like the blue everywhere is just a little bit too much for me. I can't handle it.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
So X Factor was saying that there has to be a cost if they lose, right? What did he say?
It was the other one has to use the winner settings for a week.
Right. Yeah. So sashkorin has to do the LSD gaming, and then Therxy has to do no icons for 1 week. Okay, so here we go. Match 3 on or map
Match 4, yeah.
4, yeah, on Theta crystals.
Wait, so Sash doesn't use icons at all? Or is it just small icons?
I guess small icons
I
and
think
like
it's-
no
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume
Just
just
say, because
small
no icons at all would be kind of crazy to me.
I mean, Delphi, I don't think uses icons at all.
Well,
Really?
Coffee talks in the third person and types weird stuff.
I think I made a meme post about Delphi talking about third person.
What do we got here?
About this map, yeah.
Dude, I think Theta is, at least for the games I played on it, I've never played a 1v1, but at least in 4s, it's probably one of my favorite maps. I feel like it plays relatively well, and it's got cool lanes that, you know, have dynamics in them. I don't know. I
Oh,
think
he's
it's a great
doing the
map.
thing.
What is... What?
Having the mechs.
The high ground mechs.
The plus 2.4, you can.
This
edge
can
guard.
screw you if you like
Oh yeah. it
place
does.
a little bit wrong.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
Thherxy. Okay.
There it is. There it is.
Just 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds of waste. It's not like sashkorin finished 2 mexes in the same time. We're doing good. No problems here. That is a nice mex.
Oh, I
though.
thought he
didn't
got
even know that was
stuck.
a
I
thing.
thought I was scared for a while. He would say like, "Oh, GG, I need to re my sink got on fire," but like if he gets stuck there.
Sorry, my roommate summoned a demon from the netherworld. Could we just remake really quick? I just need to run over. So Sash opening core. Oh, he was opening core vehicles, then he canceled it. Does he just want more E, or is he gonna do a different lab?
Yeah, wind dropped, so he went solar. He should place the lab in the same spot though, and imagine he's gonna do another X Factor build. He's just gonna walk to the 3 mechs, come back, assist the
Okay.
lab.
Yeah.
And there's lots of reasons to do this. I think it's a very stable build, right? You just go con, expand one
It's
way.
good, good aggression. That build, like that concept has been around for a while, especially with the walking, and yeah, it allows you to like basically make a really big ball and do that blitzkrieg thing.
Yeah, you have this power spike around like 5:30, 6:30, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's really good actually timing if you think about it, just before like enemy is able to transition to like shurikens.
Right.
Because even with the fast air, you would think like fast air is like 7-8 minutes.
No, you have to faster. I think that's what.
Yeah.
Like I played a decent amount against this, and just going second air super quick is the way to handle it. I think.
Yeah, I think Mines is really good as well. If he drives his blitzkrieg army like packed things into like one medium mine and loses 6 tanks, it's over, right? So you only need like a 1 good head.
Wait, Barcast question. Sashkorin has a TZN logo. Did he play with you guys on Time Zone Nightmares? I don't even remember
he was our
that.
sub. He was our sub
Yeah.
in the 5th.
It's
Oh,
baked into the
45.
widget, right? It's for configuration.
I just have it for, I have like the team logos one, and it's normally like I have multiple widgets, like an individual and then a team one. So he's like on Team Poland too, but then when I swap it, he's Time Zone Nightmares. And I like didn't even remember that he played on TZN with Barcast.
Yeah. That was so fun. That tournament.
That was a great tournament. That was probably my favorite. That's like, well, it was a little crazy because I played in it and cast it and did everything else for it. But yeah, I loved those games. I thought those were great games.
If I start to work, people will have even bigger, better, stronger, faster ever as well. So maybe I haven't still announced, but need to cook through all the key feedback, you know. But it's gonna come, guys. It's already
next
set.
season?
So
boy.
You're saying?
yeah.
That's OP man OP, shall we say?
Yes, we have.
Oh, does he
secured-
snipe this? Oh, no, he doesn't. I was like, does he snipe this con? No, he doesn't. The grunt just immediately kicks him out.
So I'm a believer in the res bot. Like anytime you have the crystals on the map and you can get the E, like super important to do this.
Yeah, these are what, 58 a second, which I think is relatively close to standard. It's weird though, because like straight reclaim I think is 65 energy a second, and then like flats is like 48 a second. I really wish it was just standardized. The fact that it's variable is super obnoxious.
Oh, somebody did the calculation and said so cons are actually pretty good at reclaiming as well. There was this something called base reclaim rate, and I was just surprised. It's one of those things in the bar you play for like a long while and you still learn some new things.
Yeah,
So
for
I think
sure.
every constructor has like a base reclaim rate, and then something comes on top of it. That's the way I understand it.
Perhaps the
I think if you do a search of base reclaim rate in bar Discord, you might find somebody did math.
I mean, you also get the passive E generation from the con itself, right? Which is kind of nice, like when it's moving between you know, all the different patches. Like if there's a huge patch and there's no travel time, that's one thing, but on some of those maps where the reclaim is spread everywhere, I could definitely see the passive E generation being nice.
Sashkorin going for like a long game from this position. It's really curious. Personally, I don't like the the position there in the middle where
Yeah,
Therxy
I
says,
think
because you
this is-
get like flanked all the time, right? You need to have like a really good APM and focus. So starting on one of the sides is a little bit easier because your flows are like the expansion paths are much more like safer and it's
Yeah,
easier to project,
It's
so
like
you don't
1,
mess up.
2, 3.
Yeah.
I agree.
But if I was starting in Sashkorin's position, I would definitely walk with the commander at least to grab the 3 clusters back.
I think this is the best spawning position for a few reasons. You do get this as like a 4th max for free with your commander, so you can just like
Yeah,
quickly
ever
add
since
that
the
on
max
and come in.
change.
Yeah. It's very close to the crystals, right? So you pop the resbot out and it's super close. So same for these ones, but
I think Phalange should actually maybe adjust the kill size to not be able to do that anymore, because, you know, it's kind of cheating, you know.
no, I think
No,
it's fine.
because it was. No, I mean, it was the engine update, so it's just like.
Yeah,
I
I
believe
think
it
it's fine.
falls
You pay
under
for
the
it.
clever use of game mechanics category.
Yeah. You definitely pay for it walking with the commander, so like it's
Oh,
not.
Therxy definitely did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
think I-
meaning it defeats the purpose. Like the purpose when it was designed, it was not to be able
Right.
to make it. But then you know the engine change happened, and you can build
I
now
see.
by hugging the border instead of having the center point. Yeah, I needed to build. So
Okay. Maybe we should ask him, see what he thinks
So-
about it.
yeah,
I,
so it
I
just
like
goes
Sash.
around his own map design, right?
Or
like
maybe he's cool with the change and he wants to keep it that way.
Yeah.
These radar positions are fantastic. Look at this thing. Actually, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
very
that
good.
was such a great radar. Actually,
Yeah, this I
Um,
actually never used. I used the one on the where
This
the
one
blue
I've
ground. So
seen
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
that's the one.
I'm gonna have to start using that. Thank you. Actually, what I'll do is sometimes I'll do like I'll take these 3 mexes and I'll put a radar here, and then like an LLT there or something in front of it. Let's take a look at this game state. Sashkorin still on the vehicle lab.
Therxy
think Ther-
transitioning. Going into vehicle now.
Vehicle. This is not good. Stalling on E, making this contour right here.
Is there ever a world where you want to actually just have vehicles to try to hold the top hill? Like have thugs or whatever to just sit up there?
No, thugs can be good, but
So I only make thugs if the opponent
ramp is
is
a bit of a scam. You
half.
cannot go for it actually.
That's what Ragnar told me. He's like the hill is the hill is the value trap. It's like the real value is bottom right with all the mexes. So
I agree.
Sash
I-
coming in with the raid.
it's a lot of tanks. What is this?
Yeah, it's always confused me when I see 2 players defending the hill instead of 2 players at the bottom, which I think is kind of standard of how people play this map in teams.
This is a lot of value. Just gonna not move away from the grunts, but
You might just kill
That's
them
a
all
little bit
anyway.
missed
Just
my
with,
crowd.
yeah, I think he could have just drove
Drove
to the
up.
right. Yeah,
oh, does he not know the main base is to the left?
he might not know. Let me take a look at his view. real
No, I
fast.
think it's that this is the issue of starting in there, and the first position is just like you do not have the
mean,
control.
Sash
Now
is
you
getting
lose everything.
giga value here though, right?
Yeah. That's why I prefer the back. At least one of the back positions. It couldn't be the specific. The first position is just like it does the circle, and he can even escape with like remains of the army. He kills everything. Therxy,
Look at
oh, he
Wow.
doesn't have bots anymore, so he
He
cannot
can't
even
res.
res it, which is
Uh,
bad.
Oh man,
He's
and
got his
this-
bot lab out.
Oh, he has bot lab. Yeah, I would pump the res bots immediately. To be fair, once
I
he'd
mean,
already be resing the.
half these
Yep.
incisors get out anyway. He didn't even need to throw all of them away. He gets 3 out
Yeah.
on the side, and they're gonna snipe the rest of the mexes. Oh god.
got
That's why
two
you
more
have
on
to
the other
be on
side,
the
too.
point if you start at the front position.
Yeah, and
Okay, this
after
is
that,
getting.
yeah, that's scary. I mean, 32 to 15 metal a second.
For a moment, it looked like OP feed, but now it's getting close to game-ending damage, I think.
Grunt on the left at least does get
yeah.
a consolidation prize for the vehicle con.
I would
or
say
it
it
did.
might last a little bit if there's so much Sash can still do to lock up the win, you know. Work his
mean-
base, go T2, more make spoilers, more LLTs.
Got a lot of the E production though from Therxy.
Yeah, that was a really good trade.
And that seems to be a pattern in these games.
Yeah, sashkorin, I don't think he's playing that safe. I guess he has more tanks and he's just driving just one line through the south. I don't think it's actually good. I think he should consolidate the army and pivot to bombers preferably, just to put a nail in the coffin, lock down his stuff, get bots, eat all the crystals, you know, round out his eco a little bit more. But maybe he feels they can take him. But you know, he's just literally driving one by one into defending army. So
Yeah, kind of
That's
just
not
some
gonna
OP
work then.
feed. Sometimes it's hard to know when to take your foot off the gas though and actually do that transition.
well, you see that you look at the power, right? He had full vision, so he just sees, oh, he has like way less power and everything's in solar, right? So Sash should be feeling pretty confident that he is ahead in the power. And for me, all that matters, I don't care about metal. I care about energy used is the biggest metric, I think, for estimating of enchants. Because you can have all the metal in the world, if you don't have energy to produce, then it's
I mean, you need metal to produce too, but it's much easier to rebuild that. I think that's where I differ.
yeah.
I'd have
Well,
to
it's
agree
about
that
energy used, right? So if you do not have enough metal and you're accessing energy, that's not going to energy use. That's energy excess, right? So
I mean, he pulled this
sure.
massive ball. 16 incisors about to run in on this side.
yeah, I think this is enough now that he's grouped up. Could go for same swoop again.
The
He's
same
going for the
swoop,
base.
classic maneuver.
Oh, but the calm is going to be there, and he doesn't see it. Could get some good D-guns, maybe. Oh, E-stall.
No
JK.
energy.
That's pain. That's painful.
Therxy is gonna, I think, Therxy is raising everything about that, but Sash is still pumping more incisors. I would wish he would pivot a little bit. This is, you know.
I think you just go brute
Yeah.
here, right? Like, or you just
For
Brute
who?
is good. I mean, he has to
Sasha? No.
maintain a number. He has to maintain some number of light tanks, right? I would say maybe
I
around.
see people make that mistake all the time, where they transition in medium tanks here, and then they just get collapsed on because there's incisors running around, and they're able to like
Everywhere,
rebuild.
yeah.
I learned from Ragnar is generally you would just maintain a certain number, right? So you say, okay, I need like at least like 12 for the north ramp and like 16 for this one, and then you have this magic number, right? And then you just maintain, and once you hit that number, then you go to the brute.
I
right?
see. Okay.
Yeah, it's a number to maintain the map control.
The mobility.
Yeah. And
be able to
interception
cut
force,
off.
because
Or that's what I
sometimes
mean.
you
It's
get
interception.
Thirx is gonna run into
Yeah.
this concave.
Yeah, that's not.
That's-
Yeah, like brutes do not intercept well. You don't have enough of them initially, so you just lose
And
a
as
lot
a
of
alternative,
area.
if you want to actually cut the incisors out of your army, you would you just have a pork, right? Once you make the pork lines and you're confident that then nothing's gonna run past, then you can phase out the incisors, replace
Yeah.
them.
Thirxy
Yeah,
is
okay,
sneaking
pivoting
in
to
some,
and
some stuff in the
air.
back here.
Nice reclaim micro there.
Yeah, the air transition.
Yeah, Thirxy's not gonna be ready for this if it hits.
It's tough though. It's tough to bomb this coming around these hills. So you have to like come in through this angle.
yeah.
which-
Oh god, that is. I don't know if there's anything that tilts me more than when you try to do bombing and there's like a random little hill, not even a mountain, and then all your bombers just very slowly like start going up in elevation. Like, it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a little bit more decisive for Sash after he did that raid, but Thirxy's kind of fighting back, no?
He's being pretty.
That's all
steady.
that res. I thought all those units, like, he would have been pretty toast, but I mean, there's always some fight left because of all the wrecks, right?
True.
Sashkorin hasn't been really using this. He just finally goes con first, which I like. But hasn't shown any sureties yet. He could take a great fight on either side, frankly. Maybe not bottom right because the comm's down here, but...
Is there a keybind to select resurrected units? It'd be an interesting thing to see, actually.
I don't think there is. Oh, but technically you could. I don't know. The engine doesn't support the tag, but you know the hollows get drawn out. So I think with the widget you could do this. So
It'd just be interesting to see, yeah, like in terms of army production.
I would like to see that as like a column, like army value resed, something like that.
Oh, and Sash is dropping Shuris.
Yeah,
right
that'd be a
now.
good metric.
Yeah, I think Buckast you could also use the Commander Zod's excellent hood. You have to integrate this.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I'm using it right
I'm
now.
looking at your stream, and yeah, it's a really good
it's-
information. So you should
Right.
spend some time integrating into your streams.
It does
I'm
have
gonna-
Big value.
it does have some crazy stuff that I like don't use. There's like 10 columns that if you want you can have it, but I just feel like it's a little excessive. Sometimes less is more.
Did you cut the columns? What columns did you cut?
There's everything.
No, but what did you remove some of the columns?
Yeah, I
or?
removed a bunch of them. I forgot what the default columns are, but there's like 15 other columns that I can have on.
15. Oh, maybe I don't have like the latest version or something.
It's got metal reclaim, metal conversion, energy reclaim, metal excess, excess, defense value, utility value, economy value, damage received, damage efficiency, metal equivalent 70. I don't know what that is, but like it's got, yeah, it just has a bunch. It's really cool. Like it's great that it has a lot of customization. But the first time I installed a new version of it, I was looking at it and I'm like, dude, what are all? I don't even know what all these columns mean. It's like just too much information.
It's like
Oh no, this little mine layer has been found. It's dead.
Therxy definitely clawed himself back into the game. Got a lot of build power.
you two can be
lab?
pretty big. Yeah,
Finished?
I think fusion is a win condition, can be at least.
Yeah, it's a
if you're
great
able
spot to
get
do
away
it.
with it.
Yeah, he's
Although,
got
but
metal
you know
and-
I think Sash with going for the metal extractors in the hills is pretty good. It does help him out with a metal
absolutely.
and catch up.
It's a little weird to me that he did the air transition, but he's just dropping Shuris instead of bombing.
I think bombing is a stylistic thing, and like we see, Therxy already has some.
It was like last time he scouted, there was like a lot of solar, so depending. That's a lot of brutes.
Yeah,
It is 23 brutes. They are not fooling around, that's for sure.
that's where I'd like bring my commander up here, be ready for the reclaim field to start forming. Transport, drop it.
I mean, he has the Shuris behind, so I guess if you can lock these down and then push, he can overwhelm it. He doesn't have any way
even
to
numbers.
eat this reclaim, though, right? And he's fighting on the other side of the map. It's always a little concerning to me.
Definitely, and
Well,
a
we'll
TT
try to
tank.
squeeze out at the south as well. Runs into a little bit of mines and a mob.
That's so much damage. Oh my god.
That'll
That
be
ball
good,
is
I think.
getting a lot of value.
Getting stuck on those corpses.
Yeah, that was insane. 8 kills.
I mean, he's running by there. I think he's winning the fight top, too, right? This is looking really nice
Yeah,
for
Therxy doing a
sashkorin.
great job with the anti-air.
You know what's insane, though, is metal produced is still, like, almost equal. They're both at 35k, which, to me, is insane.
Well, it was 3,000 incisors died at the north, right? Maybe including the 3,000 metal. It was all the feed, right? So, and even though he got like what, like 9 mixes?
Does he? No, he doesn't.
He's not. No.
Yeah, it
Imagine
was close.
dying to your own mob because you know the fire tick damage is a little
Talk
bit
to
longer.
Perfy. Perfy has that, or is it Perfy? Who is it? I think it's Perfy has the clip where his commander's running and he has like 4 Janus and they all just shoot him in the back and kill him and then
Oh, yeah.
the game just ends.
Yeah, I've
I
watched
analyzed that game. It's so goofy.
I think Therxy takes this game, right? He's got a fusion like halfway built.
He will stall on the metal. I mean, he has to
Yeah.
reclaim the solars right now. He
I mean,
has
look at
to
this.
do some a little bit of a
8 solars? What?
bamboozle, yeah. Yeah.
Was that 1200?
And that's a lot of brutes. I mean, even the tigers do not stand him, especially if he fights up the hill. I mean, brutes do fire a little bit further.
I would like to see him split that army actually. One to keep the Therxy army busy, and then the other to raid. Because those tigers cannot be everywhere.
He's in size.
Yeah, right. Split it on half like this.
Oh, Therxy has a massive raid potential.
Yeah, but here comes the
maybe not.
Shrews. Yeah.
Furies and exploiters as well, yeah. So maybe not that hot.
Yeah.
Get wrecked. You wanted to raid?
Yep. Let me introduce you to the most balanced unit in the game. 58 metal. If you don't have AA, well, too bad. You're utterly useless.
Yep.
Well, you should have. You made your bed now.
Laying it.
I guess. Yeah. Therxy's in a great spot. He's scaling his E quite nicely. He's up 2-1 almost on E production. Here's a big battle in the middle of it. Therxy getting
I think it's
nice
gonna be more
padding.
Ogni feed.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting range
Needed
of the
the
tanks.
Tsar a little bit faster. You see, just not lacking metal because of all the fusion.
Is he gonna?
He's coming in. I mean, he sees the
Yeah.
fusion now too. If he can
He will
collapse
get the
and kill it.
BP.
Yeah, I forgot that tigers don't really do that much damage, though. He's actually getting in there pretty well.
Oh no, he grouped all the Shuris and they died to like 2 nettles.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
There goes the lab, and that's probably game.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get the fusion too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fusion is big. Guess the lab isn't that big of a deal. You could res it back on, but yeah.
Sure.
I mean, he's
This is
running back through.
Another reason to have your comm transport. He could have like transported his comm right behind this hill, and just degunned everything pretty well, I think. But
He's bringing his comm back to stop the end of these brutes, but yeah, I mean, that feels definitely kind of like game.
Yeah, I think if he
And-
doesn't lose fusion, he could technically use the rest bots to get the lab back. And but I mean, I think the tempo play is also big, and you know,
For sure.
metal advantage is also big.
Resbot army from Sash is coming in now too, and I think that's once these are res, might just be the coup de grace.
Yeah.
Which means we get a game 5, which is actually pretty hype, boys. Pretty hype.
That's very true. I thought it was gonna be a 3-1.
In favor of Therxy or Sash?
Therxy.
No, it's not.
Personally.
Oh yeah, Thexy.
After seeing game 1, that was my prediction.
Oh, okay, okay.
I called 3-2 Sash, Marcus said 3-1. So
yeah.
Bulls are like more damage. Bulls are faster, more damage.
Well, like I was saying in the
AoE. They're
beginning, I
more
think
like
Therxy's a little bit
skirmishers,
too
and
like
Bulls are like
uneven. Like he kind of has his good
Sorry,
games,
tigers
but
are
he
like
also has
tanks.
his bad games.
I think the first game was amazing from him to come back, but you know, it was also maybe sashkorin's game to lose, and
For
he
Right.
made Robin. And I think also that one game was not the advantage, how you call it, handicapped with the arm, right? That was also interesting. Sash playing arm. You could say it was a little bit of a handicap.
Wait, can you not see the names?
I don't want
guys?
to.
That's true. Yeah.
On the left, does it not say, like, Barcast LSR?
Some macro, like
Oh, okay.
balancing E mistakes as he
Okay. Sorry. I
progresses in
was trying to
transitions
figure
to
out.
again.
I was
Something
trying to
I've
figure
never
out if I'm just getting fucking trolled by Andy or not.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it both,
Like the
on,
fucking
or I
names are
see it
there.
on both sides, but I think Sash has done a better job of correcting it.
This was well timed too, right? I mean, he like had this. The window was closing for him to get value from his T1, right? So I think he waited till like right at the
Yeah.
very end of that to pull the trigger and go for the attack, though.
He's resin these tigers now. We're gonna see the greatest battle of all time, which is Tiger v Tiger.
Yeah, T2 core has the best vehicles, right?
Yeah, definitely 100%. And this comm is going down.
Oh,
Maybe. Should be going down.
He's got a
Is he
full.
gonna degun or is he gonna submit?
He's degun. Well, actually, 14-9.
He's not degunning anymore.
Yeah, it's over. He gives up.
I thought he was going into a nice choke point where he could funnel the enemy units into degun, but no.
All right.
Definitely reasonable to throw it there.
That dude, all right, boys, this is hype. This is for all the marbles. Game 5. Did we have a map picked for Game 5 though? I don't think we did. We only had 4 maps selected, right? So what's the Game 5 map?
Oh yeah, you were saying like Barcast picks, right?
I mean,
no, I think it's the pool, right? So the pool should depending on the bands, the pool should have like the last map set for them.
My chat is requesting hooked, and that's not happening.
No. Is it Contra?
No, it's Nutty Wombat.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, we are not playing hooked.
The band crystallized. Oh, it's Heartbreak. Okay. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
have to
that's
give this
right.
to sashkorin. He's been grinding this map a lot. So
Mm.
maybe not in the past like week or so, but I want to say he's definitely practicing on this for a lot.
Yeah, I think for Alpha Cup, he was practicing like an insane amount on this map.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go refill my water. I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
I
Now we can talk all the shit we want about him, boys. We're ready.
let's go.
Yeah, Aiden was talking about how he kind of wishes the bar version was a little bit closer to the SC version, and I kind of agree with that. Like in the SC version, the hills here are like more mountains, like they're not like really passable, and so it's like a little bit more defensive. But I think it's hard when you do a lot of transition for those maps from like, you know, StarCraft or whatever to bar. You really do have to make a lot of adjustments because otherwise they just don't play well. You know?
Yeah, bar is a very different game. So like the kind of things that work with bar will not work in StarCraft 2. Like there was a reason in StarCraft 2 why there'd be, or in StarCraft 1 even, why there would be, you know, strong choke points and like impassable terrain, because it'd be too aggressive. Like people did not want that for StarCraft.
Yeah.
Like it'd be in balance for the races.
Zergling's kind of good, always been, right? So
Yeah.
you cannot have like extremely open maps because.
Yeah, I had to balance the races with the maps.
To be fair, I like all the StarCraft maps in bar.
Wait, what are the other ones?
I can greed so hard on them because you can just start with 4 mix, put 1 LLT, you're safe, right? Ravaged is a good example, right? You just have it.
Yeah, the only ones I know though are Ravaged and Heartbreak. Like FTL is built like a StarCraft map, but I don't think it's actually a StarCraft map, right?
Yeah, no.
Right.
Are there any others?
Right.
There is some older ones. I think they've been dated and out of the pool. I don't know if Satsurevine is. Yeah.
All right. And what's going to shock everyone watching? It looks like we might get a grunt versus grunt on Heartbreak Hill. Who could have seen this coming, guys? How is it possible? It's amazing.
Yeah. It's a vehicle transition with the nanos by the wall.
I think I like sashkorin Subsidy a lot better here.
I'm going to guess we might see Radar in this position as well. Just a guess.
I usually see radar up here.
Really?
And
I've
a radar
seen more
down
of it here. I've seen the radar there. I feel like I see more radar here though.
I think it's better to delay this radar until you have a couple of grunts out, actually. It's like, where'd you have to defend,
You guys
right?
built
Like,
radar? Probably my bane of why I'm like sweating hard and losing. It's just like building radar is so hard to be fair. It's just like literally like so 60 metal, dude. You're gonna have like 2 windmills for the price.
Is it? It's 30, right? Oh,
60.
I mean, it's more like does it inhabit part of your brain to think about that, or are you just kind of forgoing it?
I mean, it doesn't even deal damage or anything like that. I don't see the big hype.
It's got to have that game sense.
Always
Or
harvesting
you
the
just
trees,
die,
not the metal. Rip. Okay, there he goes. I like sashkorin's build a lot better.
But yeah, if you put a radar in that like bottom part here, then it only covers to like here. So like it's hard to see anything coming down that hill potentially.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So personally, I prefer it more up here where you're going to put your lab, and then the one down on the bottom.
Right. I think there's a lot of great radar spots.
Yeah.
And as long as you make it, you're doing a good thing. So.
Yep. And if you forget, you just plop down the radar and hope it's good enough. So that one sees a little bit further, so it's all right. Personally, I like Therxy's a bit better.
Hard to see radar coverage.
Now I like Thirxy's open. He's got 3 cons expanding.
My chat
The
is
wind
complaining.
positioning is bad. It goes against the PhD of base design. Therxy is one base.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
the doctorate, you should never put your power structures facing enemy. It should be tucked in the back first. So that expansion of wind, even though he's making the wind, is making in a
Straight back
position
here.
where it's exposed more. You know, it's unnecessary. I squared.
Yeah, what is it? Base taking the damage of your wind turbines, you know, just
God,
I think that's just like a
grunts.
difference in like how they look at the game, and I think you very much look at it as like a win condition of destroying your opponent's energy,
Yeah.
and so I don't think he quite sees it the same way.
that's fair. It's like low hanging fruit to improve though. It's like you can just gain extra value or perhaps deny it to your opponent.
Well, that's hard. For example, I mean, I can be all smart talking and I have like a good theories and all that, but once you're actually in the game, I was just like, oh, I need energy, and you just like plop win. You don't think about it, right? You have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
reinforce. There's
Yeah.
so much stuff you can improve in this game once you're out and you have so much ideas, but once you're in the game, you're like, it's different pressure. You cannot like.
Screw it, just put it
hey,
down. We didn't now,
no,
not
it's
tomorrow,
not
right
like-
now. We're gonna put it
Yeah.
in this spot.
No, I mean like 100%.
Real-time strategy for sure, right?
I don't know
So-
if I don't know if there's anything worse than like when you watch your replays and you see yourself make like the stupidest mistake imaginable,
Yep.
and you know you shouldn't, but you still end up doing it anyway. That's
Yeah, well, I mean, just an opportunity to learn. Right?
Sometimes you can even feel it when you actually play. You're just like this demon controlling you. For example, when you see like you could snipe a commander and you're like, okay, you know it's a really bad idea, but you just find yourself just diving, and you're just like, why did I do it? I mean, it's pretty clear that you know he will degun all my troops, right? But it's just there's like this sliver of hope that you will be able to get this commander and you know kill him, and
Yeah.
that's gonna be game. It's just too tempting, man.
I feel like Sash is just a little bit cleaner overall, right? Like he doesn't have a big advantage. He has like a small income advantage and like maybe a small wind advantage, but for some reason I just feel like his expansion at least feels a little bit cleaner, where he has the cons already up here ready to take.
Yeah, like the probably the north expansion is pretty good. It can be
Yeah.
countered, and it depends on the playstyle. I think technically, now that he has to swap out of vehicles and play bots, I think Therxy could actually be in a better position as compared to other games where he has to face like where he has to like defend this big all-in at like 5-minute mark. Not all-in, but you know, a strong blitzkrieg push, right?
He doesn't.
Yeah, I think this probably goes back to what you were saying about Sash having some more practice on this map. You know,
For
it just
sure.
looks a lot cleaner of like he's done this build, he knows what to do, whereas
Yeah,
Therxy's a little bit more all over the place.
It's like very not difficult to expand on this map, but it can be awkward at points. Like it's trying to
Yeah,
defend the run
Thirxy's
bys
creating
and
risk after risk, starting from the con in north. That's really risky, right? He still gets advantage, so I don't think Therxy is losing anything right now, this moment, and he will be looking to tech up faster into vehicles, faster than the Sash.
Yeah,
But this is really risky, especially with no exploiters down.
your comment about like he feels just more comfortable on the map, that was something, I don't remember who it was. It might be LDM was talking on stream, and someone asked him like, oh, like what's the difference between like a 40 and a 50 OS player? And it's like there's not that big of a difference, but it's just like the 50 player has like less inefficiency. It's just like he's just a little bit more efficient in everything he does.
I like to say it's like they find the value in places you wouldn't look for it.
Yeah, just more. I think the biggest is effective APM is the biggest gap.
Yeah.
You can see players that, I mean, for example, Daywalker is really high, and it's just like, I don't know what that man does better, but he just has like, he's really efficient with everything.
And he doesn't practice. It's crazy. Unless he's
Yeah,
just has like 10 years of experience that he.
He has more. I think he was the one that actually forked the something in 2004, like the whatever the predecessor from VA.
Oh, okay.
Might have a little engagement on top. Oh no, he runs away. Just kidding.
New exploiters coming up. This is
Yeah,
another
quite
great
passive
area.
this game.
It's what do you see on this map a lot? It's like been like the expanding part's been so solved, seems like, so players aren't looking to commit to attacks. You just want to split the map in half.
Therxy fixing all his BP issues and getting ready for that V lab. He has it queued, so.
Yep.
We see a lot of those higher, like 50 level players really abuse this pond, going
Oh, the Sallies and the
alleys and airplanes, exactly.
Yeah, I think Ragnar cooked this up for the last tournament.
Yeah, that was a really close game. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's actually right here.
Yeah, with the snipe, yeah.
There's the commander snipe, yeah. Well, here's the wind thing we were talking about earlier.
I learned a lot from that game, especially because I was the one that like got practice run with the bombers, and I was like, holy shit, this is insane. It hits that fast.
Exploiter on bottom is just kind of picking apart these grunts, but they run through and there aren't exploiters behind him. Oh, never mind.
Stopped though.
No, wait, keep moving.
Keep going.
Oh, there's so much to take out on this hill too. Like,
Yeah, if they can, I feel like if you just go straight.
Oh, the wind block
east.
dies maybe. Oh, the commanders at least. Hopefully there.
Commander's trying to play goalie.
but 2-pounders are sick, man.
Oh yeah, never mind.
They're gonna
Push
come up the hill and whee!
Oh, that actually was kind of helpful. You got sent flying.
That actually helped this grunt get back here.
Oh, in the back, he's like, thank you.
OP.
Hilarious.
I didn't know they could somersault like that. That was pretty impressive.
All right, this is peak bar right here. Therxy coming up and just eating the radar.
Heck yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean it's stealthy. Now it's even more
Underutilized.
stealthier, right?
Yep.
He could have
Underutilized benefit of having response.
Oh man, I remember in 8v8 we had a funny with my friend CJ. He sent a resbot, and I called enemy team. Was like, "Who reclaimed my mechs?" He's just blaming his team. Why would you reclaim my mechs? Like I had the mechs there, somebody reclaimed it. Like nobody attacked it, and just like getting mad at his team. You know, I will like report
so
you,
funny.
but it's like enemy response.
Therxy is just on pounder patrol. He has a lot of 7-pounders out already.
pre-making air as well, anti-air as well.
Oh yeah, Trasher's coming out.
There's a lot of pounders, yeah.
Pounders are
I wouldn't
good.
mind seeing a transition into that heavier vehicle for Sash.
You know, Chisato's someone I see using thugs on this map and doing those like thug pushes, just right through mid.
I mean, either way, it's
Yeah,
not going to
but
do too well against those
take-
pounders, though, right?
Tech 2 thugs is pretty good if you're able to fast, but there's a certain window, and if you cut the energy, it's really strong, right?
I didn't quite realize that the energy is what makes that strong.
Oh, well, it's because you just spend twice the metal. You just spend twice the metal for the same energy. So if you stop the
Yeah.
energy, but you get more mexes, thus you're able to just cut it. And instead of a grunt, you just like, instead of for every grunt, you just now have every like thug instead of a grunt,
okay,
right?
that makes
So
sense.
that's what makes it strong, at least theoretically for me.
I mean, Therxy is kind of just slowly ahead now, though, right? Like E-production. I mean, it's more
Every
or less
metric.
equal in- yeah, every metric. Like slightly ahead on metal. It's not that big of a difference, but it seems like he's kind of edging this out just with, I guess, superior macro.
Yeah, but I think everything like this when Risk is a ball and we do not see transitions. I would really love to see what Barcast mentioned before and what Barcast has learned about trying to eat the solars, do some A solars in the back, right?
Yeah,
Heck
like
yeah.
have some metal efficiency, especially right now when you're spamming vehicles, and if you're seeing that you're.
Is
I mean,
this
they
Calm
still
in
both
danger?
lack energy. Though.
No, right? He doesn't dive this, does he? No.
Oh,
I feel like he almost could have, but he didn't know if there was other stuff behind it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not safe. The hill is too close. He could just walk down, and the vehicles would stop. I don't think.
Fair enough.
It's a little bit greedy getting that max, though. I have to agree.
LSR would have been like, I'm going for it.
Commit, send them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, actually. My chat brings up a good point, LSR, that if you're making A solars in the back of your base, the enemy is going to have a massive number of medium tanks that are going to come running through, so could be a pretty major issue.
Yeah, you have
does
to
tend to
find
happen.
a way to squeeze in. I mean, you know, it's the win condition. You like if you think your opponent's passive and will not be able to use the units, then you can get away with it. But yeah, if obviously it takes time to pay back. But you know, once it pays
might
back,
not
then
get
you
that
are in
joke.
the lead, right? So
I think this game's
Right.
fairly even right now.
I mean, it is, yeah. It
Nice.
was Therxy was ahead a bit, but it's one of those things where it's like, even though he's technically ahead in a lot of those metrics, it's so close that it's, you know, it's not really a lead worth mentioning.
yeah.
Ooh,
I
although
think
this
T2 Lab is a little bit of throw. I would again see like, why do you
grunt into pounder is just so
people do not
brutal.
use
Yeah.
bombers?
I'm surprised Therxy's kind of like ran from that a little bit.
Yeah, Sally's will be good though. I like Sally's.
Yeah, I
Sally's
mean,
OP.
Yeah, with macro.
they can abuse the terrain, right? They don't have to suffer the normal issue.
It'll
of-
abuse the terrain, kill every grunt, and outrange the stumpy by like 10 range, right? So if you're good, like hide back with all the stumpies, it's essentially a tank on steroids, but
Yeah. For an amphibious unit, it's quite good for its cost.
Yeah, I mean, Thherxy
Well, this-
is
this-
just
that with the
hard
thugs-
committed into Sally's.
I think the commander should get away, yeah. Right now with the thugs, it's a little bit more risky. And chooses the
This
correct path.
is a little dicey. That is a lot of thugs.
It's 19 thugs. Res spots behind him. These Salos are going to do this raid. You just, he has the waypoint queued where he's just going to essentially do this. Send in the 5 over. And he didn't bring any to mid, I think probably just because he doesn't want to show his T2 hand yet, right?
Oh, he does have one there.
Or does he? Oh yeah, he does. Sorry.
Single salamander, yeah. But pushing through this choke point into the pounders is going to be a tall order.
Yeah.
Hard, yeah. Especially
He's
with
got-
thugs.
He's got the rest
Yeah,
bar
this
in-
is
in the
pretty
back,
well
though.
done from Therxy here.
He does have that res buff, although that's a good point. But here come the Salos now. He knows they're coming. These are exploiters, so at least they'll do quite a bit of damage.
Oh my gosh. Pounders, man, are doing so much work. And now it's just an arc of salamanders around this T1.
Yeah, that flanking damage is going to be brutal. And all this wreckage is much, much closer to Therxy's base than it is to Sash's, which is a little concerning. And he's starting to lose some of these resbots and losing wreck control. And Therxy has his own resbots out here eating quite a bit of this metal. This is starting to get a little concerning for Sash, right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's got the side raid coming in.
Which can comfortably drive over this little pond and get to the wind turbines in the back.
Yeah, getting wind turbines is big. Oh, what's big rest film. I actually love the. Oh my god, the salamanders stopped moving. That's not good. Oh, grabs them now.
They're on break, bro. All right,
Hello?
they're union.
Yeah.
It's important to take breaks.
It is. It is. But yeah, I mean, Therxy's pushing back, right? He has this north push. He's going to have another set of Salos that are going to run in here into eco. Thugs are going to come push back this one in his main, but this is looking a little scary. Losing this wreck field in middle is terrifying.
Yeah, that's how you lose a game right there. Giving
Oh,
your
dude.
opponent 7k reclaim.
I hope Sash is ready to fucking drop some acid, because I think LSD settings might be coming his way.
Yeah, chat says love, so yeah, calling your chat says.
So Sal's in the base get cleaned up, but Therxy is comfortably ahead, right? Like, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
scary.
Yeah, I love the fact just reclaim and make more salamanders. We got the front. All Thexy needs to do is right now maybe mix in there for extra safety, but his commander's also already in the back, so
It's gonna make
be
a
fine.
fusion.
he's making some so
Sasha's bringing his comm to mid.
Yeah, well, he needs to get to reclaim whatever he can reclaim. He will have like one army for one push.
I mean, he has a window, I suppose, to move across the map and try and make something happen here. He's got to be quick about it.
Therxy might lose all the res buds. That would be pretty big, to be fair.
I mean, I feel like this
Therxy?
eco advantage is going to be brutal. Yeah, oh god, he loses everything for. That's-
I still think that that's enough salamanders to defend that.
Yeah, what is that?
Maybe
Oh,
not
you think
enough
just
to
the
push
pure
with
numbers
the-
is already, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part, like, he still needs some base army defend, right? Okay, so you could just do base trade, right?
Oh,
I mean, if you-
yeah.
Oh, and
there we go, right? So
That's-
this
that's
is what I
he's going
said.
for.
That's what I said. This is just like he needs to have something to defend his base. Not the T2. Oh my god, the T2 is actually a big throw. Need like double HLTs.
Salos are running straight into Sash's
As I
base,
said-
though. This is going to get a little hype.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see Air Lab before transitioning into like T2 because you need shurikens, right? And you need like maybe AA. You need everything for defense.
I mean, he's. I feel like
At least
these
his calm is
sallies-
gonna hide. That's is good for Therxy. Well, wait, can it come? Oh, he
No,
cannot
he
climb
can't walk
up
up there. No, he can't.
I mean, who's actually winning this base trade right now, though, right? If he can kill
Oh,
this
it's-
T2 lab.
No, it's Therxy. These hovers can go right over this hill.
Oh, yeah. good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, but one
Infantry
thing is also I
strong.
think Sash should send his commander along with the troops, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. It's like if your only win condition is finding the commander and killing it, it's like you gotta be moving along with your army. Like two passing ships in the night.
Yeah, just both the armies run past each other, but and both the commanders are kind of exposed. But I think Sash is losing the majority of his army now, right? So
Yeah, he didn't also neutralize the BP hitting. Like you have to kill the BP. That's really vital. You have to kill every single nano turret there is, so the base doesn't have a BP.
and Therxy, yeah, Therxy just has a better. Oh yeah, and
GG.
Sash calls it.
GG.
Oh no, Sash, not like this. Prepare your eyes.
Everybody was wrong, but you know my favorite one. I'm happy about that, even though I called 3-2 Sash.
I mean,
That was a
you
good
know,
series.
That was pretty close, right?
that was
3-1?
actually a pretty
Yeah.
good series. Yeah, I mean, 3-2.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think he's offline. All
Oh, Sash.
Well, it's
no.
even from my time, it's about like 2 a.m. or even 3 a.m. in Poland right now.
Right on. I had a good time.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Casting. That was
Yeah.
great.
Let me see if we can get Therxy in here for a winner's interview. This is super critical. But yeah, no, it was great to cast.
We'd
with you
have
as
to
well,
move
Barcast.
channels.
I can move him into this channel.
You can move into Academy, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay,
It
because
isn't private.
that used to be a thing where we couldn't.
Let's see what he says. It'd be hilarious if we could actually get him on here. Oh no, he is still here.
I'm gonna ask him real fast.
Yeah, I just sent him a message in game, but if you want to DM him on something else as well, I think that would definitely be good. Luck with it. I had some in the freezer. All right. Into the room with the password. Wow.
All right, I'm gonna hop off.
All right,
Okay,
man.
guys.
Right.
See
Yep,
ya.
get some
sorry.
sleep.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night.
Yeah, I think I might just end it there.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's coming, unfortunately. I think you're right.
Oh well.
Cool. Hey, thanks
We tried.
thanks for coming on again, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, see you soon.
Yeah, thanks as well. That was hilarious. That was a great little 1v1. Let me see who I can rate actually here. But yeah, thanks. Have a good evening, Barcast and Zateo. Jesus.
Yeah, that was interesting. Thanks, guys.
See you.
Who is streaming, my homies? Who is streaming? Sick random midday series post that shit. I will. Good morning, MBT. We've got, I can raid BS, which I almost never do. Oh, we got our boy Balls to the Walls. He's actually playing bar though. He's not working on his resume. That's fair. But no, I will post that to YouTube. And if you didn't watch it all, Nez, you can. Anyway, team, I might be on later. I don't know. I need to go plant some trees. So if I don't see you later, have a good evening. And if I do see you later, I will see you then. Peace.